There's a secret that stayed buried behind the walls of San Giovanni Rotondo for decades. We're not talking about the stigmata. We're not talking about the bilocations that made Padre Pio known around the world. We're talking about something that happened on Christmas night, something so intimate, so staggering, that the saint himself ordered it never be spoken of while he was alive. It's Christmas Eve, 1922. The cold is brutal, one of those winters that sinks into your bones in the mountains of Gargano. The monastery is quiet. The friars are in their cells or preparing for midnight mass. Everything seems normal. But in an empty corridor, a woman sees something she was never meant to see. A light that doesn't come from any lamp. A light that feels impossible, like it doesn't belong to the laws of this world. That night, someone saw the invisible come down to earth. And today, through historical records and sworn testimony, we're about to open that closed door again. So, what really happened to Padre Pio on the night of December 24th, 1922? Forget the famous Padre Pio you think you know. In 1922, he wasn't treated like a celebrity. He was under scrutiny, isolated, watched, confined to a poor and freezing convent. Santa Maria delle Grazie wasn't what you see today. It was humble, remote, beaten by winter winds. And on that Christmas Eve, the atmosphere wasn't loud celebration. It was strict waiting. The friars prayed. Silence was the rule. But inside that silence, one person was still moving. Lucia Iadanza. Remember that name, because without her, this story would have vanished into nothing. Lucia was a spiritual daughter of Padre Pio, practical, devout, there to help. While everyone was at Mass, Lucia remained alone near the brazier in the sacristy, trying to warm herself. Then she noticed something. Padre Pio wasn't with the other friars. She saw him coming down the stairs with a strange step, different from his usual way, then stopping near a window. Lucia immediately sensed she shouldn't be there. Instinctively, she pulled back into the shadows, holding her breath so she wouldn't disturb him, but she couldn't look away. And what she witnessed in the next few minutes has no logical explanation. Padre Pio stood still, completely still. His face, usually marked by pain, fatigue, the weight of the wounds, began to change. Lucia would later say under oath that his face looked transfigured. Not the face of a suffering man anymore, but radiant with a joy that doesn't belong to this earth. And then it happened. No sound, no voice, just light. From the darkness of the sacristy, suddenly a blinding brightness surrounded the friar. A pure white light, almost unbearable, as if it were flowing from his arms. Lucia squinted, stunned. For a second, she thought she was dreaming, but she wasn't dreaming. Listen carefully, because this is the heart of the mystery. In Padre Pio's arms, inside that supernatural light, there wasn't emptiness. There was a child. Lucia saw the baby Jesus clearly, alive, not an illusion. The King of Kings made small, vulnerable, newborn, resting in the wounded hands of a Capuchin friar. The child was beautiful, surrounded by an aura that lit up the entire dark room. Lucia watched Padre Pio look at him not only with love, but with absolute adoration. She saw the child touch the friar's face. Or perhaps it was Padre Pio holding him close to his chest, overwhelmed. For what felt like an endless time, in that freezing sacristy in 1922, Christmas stopped being a date on a calendar and became a physical presence. Jesus was there. Lucia was frozen. Her heart pounded so loudly she feared the sound could be heard in the silence of the night. She was witnessing a moment of divine intimacy that no human eye was supposed to see. But like all extraordinary things, the vision ended. The light began to fade. The child disappeared, or rather, the vision ceased. And here is the detail most people miss, the second miracle that happened in that exact moment, and makes the night even more unsettling. When the light went out, darkness swallowed the sacristy again. but not the silence. Lucia later said that something physical remained in the icy air, something tangible, a scent. A sudden, overpowering wave of roses and violets with no possible source in that bare convent. It was like a signature, an invisible proof left behind, so strong it stunned the senses. And watch what happens to Padre Pio in that brutal transition. While he held the child, the pain of his wounds seemed suspended, held back by love. But the instant the vision ended, the physical suffering crashed down on him again with violence. Lucia saw him stagger in the dark. In a fraction of a second, he went from the highest ecstasy to the agony of the passion. The hands that had just cradled God began to burn again with that mysterious pain he carried for years. Then Padre Pio, returning fully to earthly reality, looked around, and his eyes, still wet with tears and joy, met Lucia's in the shadows. She expected a blessing, maybe. Instead, Padre Pio walked toward her with firm steps. His face wasn't angry, just intensely serious. He said in a steady voice, "Lucia, what did you see?" Trembling, she answered, "Father, I saw everything." And then came the command, "Tell no one what you saw, never, not while I am alive." Why keep it secret? Why would Padre Pio hide something like this? Because real holiness understands something we often forget. Miracles attract curiosity, and curiosity can distract from faith. He feared people would chase spectacle, a religious show, and forget that the child came not to entertain the world, but to suffer and die for us. Did Lucia keep her promise? Yes. For years, the secret stayed locked in her heart. She spoke only after the saint's death, when the time of silence was over and the time of testimony had begun. Lucia Iadanza saw the impossible and guarded it for a lifetime. And something else happened right after. History tells us that after that vision, Padre Pio celebrated Christmas Mass with such intensity that many people in church began to cry, without knowing why. Today, we understand what they couldn't. They wept because Padre Pio had just touched Jesus, and that uncontrollable emotion overflowed into the Mass. No one knew the reason, but everyone felt it. And now that we know the story, I want to ask you a question that matters to me, and I truly want to read your answers in the comments. If you could see for just one instant what Padre Pio saw that night, what would you ask the baby Jesus? Would you ask for a miracle for yourself? Or would you simply look at him in silence? Write it in the comments. Your testimony of faith matters to this community. And if this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself the way Lucia had to. Today, you can share it. Hit the share button and send this Christmas miracle to someone who needs hope. And don't forget, to go deeper into stories like this and walk in faith together every day, visit our official site, Christian Way Center. The link is in the description. May God bless us all.